Polo.
A very warm welcome and a very good afternoon. Great to have you with us on CTV Sports. We're coming to you live from Grand Champions Polo Club. Field number one on this, what turned out to be a beautiful day and a beautiful afternoon. We had quite a bit of clouds here, a lot of clouds earlier in the morning. Those have nicely disappeared. And as you can see, the field in an immaculate condition. So once again, a warm welcome to the Casablanca Spring Challenge 2026. The first major tournament after a very successful 8th World Polo League 2026. On a great season it's been so far. So going into the spring season, the players are out on the field, and the two teams, we have a double-header, back-to-back, two matches here this afternoon. Grand champions are out there against the Maltese Falcons, the grand champions in the traditional white and turquoise-coloured shirts. And I can see there's a slight change there. Nick Roldan this afternoon playing the number 4 position, and Tomacho Pierre is playing the number 3, which then leaves Sugar Erskine, the 5-goaler, at number 2, and Jonathan Hayes playing off -1 at the number 1 position. The Maltese Falcons, as always, in the traditional red shirts, led by, we call a 9-goal Riley around these parts, Riley Ganzi playing the number 1 position of 0 goals, 0 goals. At number 2, Conor Gonzalez, the 5-goaler. And then at number 3, we go into 9 goals with Antonio Heggie. And the man with the bionic arm, Santi Toccolino, the 7-goaler. His job, of course, to dispense those balls into the opposition's half and hopefully get the Falcons on track with their first win. The same, of course, goes for Grand Champions Polo Club. Your umpire this afternoon, our chief umpire, Gaston Dorignac. I'd like to welcome everybody watching on CTV Sports. And for those of you who are here fieldside, of course, you can go to YouTube, type in Chukka TV, and you can follow the action live on your handheld devices. So we're about ready. Lineup about to commence. And then, of course, as I said, a double header. Our second match, which will take place right after this, will be Mexico taking on Avatar. And also some very familiar names, and even some World Polo League players will be gracing us with their presence on the field. As I said, field number 1. Ball's in play. And it looks like Riley Ganzi will get the first shot on goal here for the Falcons. Didn't quite make the connection there to put that one through the upright. So, grand champions on the move. A nice long ball there from Nick Roldan. And he's found his number 1, Jonathan Hayes, who gets the ball over the halfway line. Very nicely done. Still working that ball well. And Ganzi not wasting any time to get back and also take the role of now defender. Turns it around very nicely, and we've seen, especially in the World Polo League, what a strong hitter she is, and also how very fast Riley can get back to her position. Always very dangerous in front of goal. Long high ball, and away we go. Nice little touch there from the number 4, from Nick Roldan, playing it over. I think he was trying to play it over to Sugar Erskine. He's now got the contact after Gonzalez not able to control it. Erskine on the near side. Nice little touch here. Very nicely done by Stewart. Cutting the angle a little bit short. Not a lot of goal to shoot at, but the umpire raises his hand. So what a cracking goal there by Sugar Erskine, getting the first score here this afternoon for the Casablanca Spring Challenge 2026. After that very nice little flick by Nick Roldan, teeing him up nicely to go and then put that one through. So, grand champions are picking up goal number 1 as they make their way back to the halfway line. And of course now, grand champions, remember this field running north to south. That goal that was just scored was on the south end. The Falcons win the throw-in. And we might have a similar kind of play. It looked like there could have been a repeat. Very similar position when the Falcons tried to put that one away. But grand champions, very, very attentive. Hammers that one back. That was Nick Roldan. Hammers that one back into the half, into midfield here of the Maltese Falcons. Santi Toccolino, Secretary of Defence here, in charge of, as I said, dispensing those balls back up to his attackers. A little bit short here for Ganzi, but she knew she had the number 3, Antonio Heggie, behind. And he will tee this one up very nicely. She checks up, has a little look, and has her ball stolen. Grand champions here would like to pick up goal number 2 and avoid the Falcons getting up on the score sheet. A little bit of a cluster of players going on. The Falcons leaves this one behind. Ganzi, she's found a little passageway, couldn't quite make the connection. And again, Nick Roldan playing the number 4 position here very effectively. And again, over to Erskine. He'll play this one down the line, or down the boards, I should say. Nobody there to be the recipient of that play. Nicely turned. And away we go here with the 5-goaler. That, of course, is Matias, a.k.a. Colo Gonzalez. He's got Tomacho Pierres coming up with him. Breaks the play. And now Tomacho could be looking for Jonathan Hayes. He's making his way towards that halfway line. There comes the pass. Now he needs to jump on this. Yeah, not a bad first touch. Gets deeper and deeper into that north end of the field. Very good second touch as he overshot it, maybe ever so slightly, but a very good effort here by the number 1, Jonathan Hayes. And with 3:21 on the clock, we're going to have a very short break. Stay with us. A quick courtesy change coming up. Still 1-0 for grand champions. But here we go then, a very quick courtesy change. Players try and do it within 45 seconds to a minute. If you've just joined us, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome. It is the first match of the Casablanca Spring Challenge 2026. We had a goal from Sugar Erskine in the first half of the first chukker. We're now back after a quick courtesy change for part 2 of this first chukker. And that ball just before the courtesy change going out of bounds. Knock-in coming here for the Maltese Falcons, who are at the moment trying to not only find their rhythm but also find the equaliser. Here we go, and that's a very nice ball up to Riley Ganzi. I told you she likes to be very fast, and that's a very nice first touch here from Riley. Gets into the danger zone, checks, looks up, and now the finish. And what a cracking goal. You can see the umpire raising his hand. So well done, Riley, picking up her first goal, as I said, and that makes it 1 goal apiece. The equaliser here. The Falcons have landed, and it's a goal apiece. A little over 2.5 minutes remaining in this opening chukker as they line back up on the halfway line for the next throw-in. Gaston Dorignac, as I mentioned, is your mounted official here this afternoon. Santi Toccolino and the Falcons winning the throw-in. Nicely done. So, Santi, who's he going to play this one to? Plays it very low. Oh, a little bit of a hole in that mallet, and this could be a golden opportunity here. And that ball is still running. I'm pretty sure that's gone over the line by Mr. Colo Gonzalez, Matias Colo Gonzalez, picking up his first goal of the afternoon after a superb pass delivered there by Santi Toccolino. So, they were down by 1 goal, and very quickly, in succession, first Riley and now Matias Gonzalez, back-to-back goals, putting the Maltese Falcons in the lead by 2-1. A little over a minute and a half remaining here in the first of our 6 chukkers. Ball back in play. This time it's Grand Champions winning the throw-in, and at this level, of course, that's going to be very, very key to try and win those throw-ins. Puts the team straight away in the offensive gear, as it were. Falcons doing a very good job here in trying to shut that play down. Nicely turned. Nick rolled down. He's got 2 to choose from. Making their way into that danger zone. Decides to shoot himself. And oh my goodness, what a cracking goal. And Nick rolled down, wasting no time from a standstill nearly. Picking up the equaliser, making it 2 goals apiece. Well, there is still plenty of time, but let's see if they can get another throw-in going. We're down to 40 seconds. Let's see if they can get back to the halfway line before Gaston Dorignac throws in the next ball for our probably final play here in the first of our 6 chukkers. Still on the halfway line, there's the horn. And the Maltese Falcons once again doing a very good job of securing possession. And look at that, Ganzi reading the play very, very well. But all hands on deck here for Grand Champions Polo Club. Well, somebody completely forgot to keep a close eye on this young man, Santi Toccolino, just waltzing Matilda that one through the upright. So 3 out of 4 players. The 3rd goal here for the Maltese Falcons. We're going to have a very short break. Stay with us. Casablanca Spring Challenge 2026.
When I founded the Taqueria 48 years ago, the goal was to service polo players fieldside and carry a complete line of polo equipment. Since those early days, we now carry everything for the horse and rider. Anything goes on or near a horse, you're likely to find here in our store. We still have polo equipment made by polo players for polo players.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Great to have you with us here on this beautiful, glorious afternoon. We're on field number 1 at Grand Champions Polo Club. We've only just started. We've had 1 chukker of the Casablanca Spring Challenge 2026. Grand Champions are out there in the white and turquoise shirts up against the Maltese Falcons, who had a bit of a slow start in that opening chukker to get that mojo going, but they did very well, especially in the second half after the courtesy change. We had a goal by Riley Ganzi getting the equaliser, then Matias Gonzalez picking up a cracking goal, and Santi Toccolino picking up goal number 3 right at the very end of that first chukker. I'm sure something which Grand Champions should have avoided, and I'm sure they'll have had words in the tent to see and to make sure that does not happen again. So, as I said, 3-2 is how they left the field at the end of that first chukker. The Maltese Falcons in red, in the lead. Here we go then. Chukka number 2 about to get underway. Your mounted official, as I said, Senor Gaston Dorignac. And as I also mentioned, remember we have our second match of the Casablanca Spring Challenge coming right afterwards. Avatar taking on Mexico. So plenty of polo on this Friday afternoon. A great way to get into the weekend. Little backhand shot here. The Falcons trying to keep that ball within the half of Grand Champions. Erskine making his way over the halfway line, anticipating the pass from Nick Roldan. Didn't get a clean shot on that. Santi Toccolina will be there to stop that ball from going through. So Santi now, and he's got a line of 3 players to choose from. Sends it out to the right-hand side, looking for Gonzalez. A lot of room for him to work with. And what I'm sure you've become accustomed to here at Grand Champions Polo Club, especially at this level, is that one-touch polo. And we can see that is very much being implemented here by both teams. This one didn't quite go as planned, as Gonzalez just finds himself in the perfect place to pick up another shot on goal. This time not quite putting it through. He might get a second bite here. Still Colo looking, not able to control it, leaves it behind. Santi opens his shoulders, takes the shot, and the umpire raises his hand. So Santi picking up goal number 2 and overall goal number 4 for the Maltese Falcons, putting them into a nice little position here by 4 goals to 2 early on here in the second chukka. So back to the halfway line they go then. And all of a sudden, as I said, the Maltese Falcons have spread their wings, they've landed and are taking control of this game very nicely. Grand Champions are winning the throw-in. Ball's over on the boards. Erskine is in that danger zone. Didn't quite go through. Toccolina tries to clear it. Gets a little bit of a helping hand there from Colo Gonzalez. And he now might just play that rotation, sending everybody up. Ganzi, I was just about to say, left completely unmarked. And on a very, very fast horse here. Ganzi checks, looks, slightly topped that ball. And Nick Roldan will be the first man to pick it up for Grand Champions. Needs to somehow, if he can, get past it. We haven't seen much of Antonio Heggie. He's on the ball as I speak. There he is, Antonio. Also has the choice of 2. Nicely laid up here for Ganzi. Now this ball, as my dear friend Del would say, has got eyes. But just slightly out to the right-hand side of that near post. But a very nice attempt and a very nice shot on goal here by Riley Ganzi. So, Grand Champions have the knock-in. Not wasting any time. 4:20 on the clock. I need to start scoring some goals. Erskine on the move. Didn't quite hit that the way he wanted. Gonzalo will be the first Falcon there to pick up the ball from the boards. Very nice long drive. Now then, Grand Champions need to be careful. In comes Santi again. Toccolina. This could be goal number 3. And I believe it is. Yes, it is. What a cracking play once again. A little bit loose there on the defense for Grand Champions. That's Toccolina now picking up his hat-trick in the Casablanca Spring Challenge. And we've had a whistle. There it is. Stay with us. We're going to have a very short break for a courtesy change. the tempo, controlling the game. They did so right after the end, or after the first courtesy change in that first chukker, as they are starting to run away with things. 5 goals to 2, 3:29 on the clock, as Gaston Dorignac will release the ball again on that halfway line. And once again, the Falcons coming out on top, winning the throw-in. Nicely done. And a nice little chip shot there from the number 3, from Antonio Heggie, trying to send that ball over to Riley Ganzi. Umpire Dorignac seeing there something which was untoward, having to blow the whistle. Is it maybe a little tack issue? That, of course, also very much part and parcel of the umpire. But it would appear somebody got a knock on. Riley got a knock on her elbow, I believe. Let's hope she's okay. So the clock will stop with 3:15 here in chukker number 2. I was going to say she hasn't yet dismounted, so that's already a good sign. Of course, our medical staff will be on standby to just give her the green light and the once over, make sure she's okay. You can see there she's still staying in the saddle. So let's hope that knock was not will not impair her ability to continue playing. Good call there by Gaston Dorignac just to stop the action briefly. You can see she's just stretching that arm a little bit. Looks like it's the left arm she got knocked on or hit by. Now, of course, your left hand is the very important hand, because that's what what you control the reins with. And some would say even more important, of course, is your right hand, because that's what you hit the ball with. So she's still in the saddle, and I know that she wants to continue playing. So once she's taken her little time out to regroup, I'm sure she'll be, well, I'm hoping very much she'll be back in the action to continue, as I said, this first match. Now, on that note, quick reminder, we have plenty of polo coming up this weekend. We are going to be hosting the Jimmer Newman Memorial, the PTF, the Polo Training Foundation. That's going to be taking place tomorrow, 11 o'clock. And then tomorrow afternoon, very much looking forward to the Governor's Cup, which will also be taking place here, of course, at Grand Champions Polo Club. So you don't want to miss that. The ball will be thrown in tomorrow afternoon at 5 o'clock. Ganzi, in the meanwhile, is back. And nice gesture there by all the players, just to give her that little moment to regroup. And I think we're going to have a fair play throw in here, but they're knocking on the door, Grand Champions, and if they can win the throw in, well, that could have been goal number 6. But Grand Champions here have a little bit of work to do. They trail by 3. We're coming up to the 3-minute mark here in chukker number 2. Let's see if they can turn this attack into a goal. Roll down there, working very hard on the sideboards. Ganzi trying to go back and put pressure on the 7-goaler. Roll down, and we know how dangerous roll down is anywhere on the field. Wait for the shot. Here it comes. And we'll wait to see if the umpire's hand goes up. Now he's just put it wide out to the near post. So a little unlucky there. Very similar spot where Nick scored earlier. Gordon, of course, picking up his goal in the first chukker along Sugar Erskine, picking up the first goal. So ball's back in play, and now Riley Ganzi left behind. Camacho Pierres going up, back with her now, has to play the role of the defender. There he is, turns the ball nicely. Still Camacho. I think he was trying to play that one up to Sugar. Excuse me, Erskine. There it is. Yeah, he's going to pick that one up nicely. Didn't quite land the way he wanted, but he's got the space to work with. Nice little attempt there by Gonzalez to try and stop Sugar from making a clean shot. He did exactly that. Up to the front door now, looking for Heggie. Heggie goes to the under the neck shot. And then also just wide, so He, of course, the only player yet to score from the Maltese Falcons. All the others already on the score sheet. Clean game so far, apart from that one whistle to give Riley a little time out to regroup. It's been very clean, very fast as well. And away we go now with grand champions. And that'll be Mr. Jonathan Hayes. Gets a second chance. Nicely played there by Tamacho Pierres. He's got Sugar Erskine to back him up. Good touch here by Jonathan Hayes as he approaches the goal mouth. Still Jonathan Hayes, the finishing touch, surely from there. And that is a goal. Well done. Jonathan Hayes picking up a much-needed goal here for Grand Champions Polo Club. And I don't think we're going to have enough time for another throw-in. And the Horn, I'm sure, will beat them before they get to that halfway line. That'll bring us to the end of chukker number 2. So, Grand Champions finding their rhythm. We have plenty more polo coming up. Stay with us. Chukker number 3 on its way after this short break.
When I founded the Taqueria 48 years ago, the goal was to service polo players fieldside and carry a complete line of polo equipment. Since those early days, we now carry everything for the horse and rider. Anything that goes on or near a horse, you're likely to find here in our store. We still have polo equipment made by polo players for polo players.
All right, hello, welcome back, everybody. Players, as you can see, making their way back out onto the field as we are about to start chukker number 3. Well, as I said, Grand Champions getting off to a little bit of a shaky start. They took the lead at the very beginning, picking up a goal there with Sugar Erskine. But then the Maltese Falcons, after that courtesy change in that first chukker, coming out very, very strong, picking up 3 goals in that opening chukker. They left the field 3-2. And chukker number 2, again, a very similar scenario. 2 goals there by Santi Toccolino. So he's already got his hat-trick. And then Jonathan Hayes picking up a much-needed goal right at the end before we went for the pony change here. End of chukker number 2. So still 2 goals in it. And the Maltese Falcons still very much holding on to their strategy here, which is to shut down any kind of attacking play from Grand Champions as soon as it's being created. Positioning play, very, very good. And forcing their opponent to more errors than I'm sure that they would like. Grand Champions winning this throw-in, and that's a very nice ball from Tamacho Pierres, and very, very slightly out on that far post. Would have brought them up within 1 goal, so unlucky on that account, but a nice play by Tamacho Pierres. That, of course, means that the Falcons now have a possession once again. And we are very much at the top here of Chukka, number 3. I'm sure the Falcons would like to at least take a comfortable lead into that half-time break. On the move again, Riley Ganzi seems to be back to 100%. Had that little incident a little bit earlier on when she seemed to have some trouble with her elbow or with her arm, but she's okay. Into the far corner, trying to get the ball out. The Falcons again, very much on the move here. This is very dangerous. And he nearly got a piece of it. Santi Toccolino, you just cannot leave him out of sight because, or rather, this was Gonzalez. You cannot leave him out of sight. Very, very dangerous, all of them. As Roldan will send it with a one-touch play to Macho Pierres. To Macho with a nice pass up to the front door, looking for Jonathan Hayes. Still Jonathan on the move. Second touch, very nice. He's within the 30 now. The finishing touch here from Hayes to put it through. Unlucky. Very unlucky indeed. Did all the hard work, picking up that initial pass, working it very well, and then the finishing touch. But I'm sure that will be another valuable lesson he will take away. Ganzi once again making herself available to receive any kind of pass. But all of a sudden, Grand Champions looking very alive here. That looks like a very nice cut shot, and that's going to be courtesy of Sugar Erskine picking up his second goal of the afternoon. So all of a sudden, it's just one goal in it after that very nice cut shot here by Sugar Erskine. Well, eventually the pressure will, of course, be too much, and Grand Champions now, slowly but surely, are finding their rhythm, getting back into this game. 4:30 on the clock, ball back in play, but the Falcons once again winning the throw-in. Nicely done. Little cut shot there with a bit of a spin on it from Toccolino. He's found Heggie. Heggie will leave it behind. He had Nick Roldan pay him a little visit. Santi once again hits the back end of Nick Roldan's pony. He did well to avoid getting hit himself. And we have a loose ball play, and Riley nearly getting on top of that. That's Tamacho. Sends it back up to his number 4, Roldan. Very nicely done. Again, perfectly placed. And we've seen this young man already score once, nearly picking up his second goal. Unlucky Jonathan Hayes there, not able to control that ball, as the Falcons once again with Santi Toccolino have possession. Toccolino, a lot of room to work with, hammers that one, and this has got Gonzalez's name on it. Let's see if he's going to go for the under the neck. No, he's not going to get to it. Tried to pick it up on the near side, couldn't quite control it. Ganzi reads it so well. She read that so well. She turned before the pass had even been thought of being played to. Oh, I think she hit the post. I think she hit the post. Well, oh, no, it's gone in. It's gone in. Well, we're going to give that to Riley. What a clever read there by Riley Ganzi, picking up her second of the match, and gives the Maltese Falcons another 2-goal advantage here. As we're going to go in for a very quick courtesy change. Stay with us. We'll be right back. That was Riley, wasn't it? I think so. I think it was. It did look like it bounced off the post. Yeah. I don't know if the second guy got it or Riley got it again. I don't know. Well, welcome back, everybody. I've just Just spoken to our centre cam, and we believe that the finishing touch there actually came from Antonio Heggie. We'll get that verified and come back to you on that. Either way, a great play once again by Riley Ganzi, reading and anticipating that ball to come. She, like I said, she turned so quickly and then hit the post. So, as I said, for me, Riley Ganzi should get that goal, but if indeed it was Antonio Heggie, we will come back and let you know if that was the case. Ball's back in play, quick courtesy change. Nick Roldan decides to go for it alone, sends it up to the front door. Erskine, and that ball will just trickle over the back line. What a cracking play here by Grand Champions, that combo, Erskine and Roldan. Very, very strong. Sugarnow also with his third goal of the afternoon, making it 5 for Grand Champions and 6 for the Maltese Falcons. A little over 2 minutes on the clock here in the first half. And remember, we have our second match of the Casablanca Spring Challenge coming up right after this. Avatar taking on Mexico. Oh, a little mistake here, and this could be the equaliser that Grand Champions would so much, I'm sure, like to achieve before they go into that half-time break. He had it on the end of his mallet there, Sugar Erskine, and at the moment, he's so far out in the far corner, doesn't want to be caught offside. Nice little ball here from Gonzalez. Again, well read by Ganzi. Checks up nicely. Riley, first touch. He might have just overcooked it a little bit. Not a lot of goal to play at. But the reading, the anticipation, and just that notion of where to be, absolutely amazing this afternoon by Riley Ganzi. Ball went out of bounds. So, with 1 minute and 10 seconds or thereabouts left to play here in the first half, i.e. in the third chukker, Grand Champions would like to pick up that 6th goal. And once again, Jonathan Hayes already with 1 score to his name, nearly picking up goal number 2. Would like to pick up that 2nd goal and get the equaliser, but it'll be Gonzalez. Colo for the Maltese Falcons. Over to Antonio Heggie. And again, Ganzi wanting that ball ideally on her stick side. Well played, Riley. Oh, she's done well. She's done very well. And that, again, just wide. I think we call that a Remington. Very, very close shave. Unlucky there. And with that horn, you might have heard in the background. That'll bring us to the end of the first half. So for those of you here, there's a very nice number of people here this afternoon. A little round of applause. We're going to have a very short break. Join us for the second half of the opening match of the Casablanca Spring Challenge 2026.
When I founded the taqueria 48 years ago, the goal was to service polo players fieldside and carry a complete line of polo equipment. Since those early days, we now carry everything for the horse and rider. Anything that goes on or near a horse, you're likely to find here in our store. We still have polo equipment made by polo players for polo players.
Well, welcome back, everybody. Here we go then. Second half action about to start. The Casablanca Spring Challenge 2026. Grand champions who, as I've said a few times now, had a little bit of starting trouble in that first half. They managed to turn things around a little bit in that last chukker, in the third chukker, with Sugar Erskine picking up two very important goals to bring them within one goal of the 6 already scored by the Maltese Falcons. And let's just have a look at how they have been playing so far. In that first chukker, it was Riley Ganzi, Matias Gonzalez and Santi Toccolino all picking up a goal for the Falcons. Just a goal by Sugar Erskine and Nick Roldan. They left the field 3-2. Chukker number 2, again the Maltese Falcons winning 2-1. A double score there from Santi Toccolino and just the one goal from Jonathan Hayes. And then chukker number 3 was the first time that Grand Champions actually won a chukker for themselves, picking up 2 goals. Sugar Erskine, again the man, picking up 2 goals there. And after what looked like it could have been or should have been a goal by Riley Ganzi, it was Antonio Heggie picking up goal number 6 for the Falcons. And that's exactly how they left the field, and that's exactly how they return to the field. So the Falcons, remember, they're in the red shirts, leading by 6-5. And we've just started chukker number 4. Grand champions. Knock-in coming. And most of those knock-ins being played by Tomacho Pieres. He's found Nick Roldan over on the far side. Couldn't control the ball. Tomacho have to come in and lend a helping hand. Riley not wasting any time and will take it on with anyone. As she will now, I'm sure, do something with this ball. Another great pass for Riley. Little unlucky. That ball did not quite go, but again, the pressure, the power play that the Maltese Falcons are executing here is putting a lot of pressure on the Grand Champions. Again, Tomacho Pieres. This time choosing the right side. He's found Sugar. Sugar will play it across the field. And Nick Roldan won't get to it. But this young man will. Jonathan Hayes. And he was lucky there not to cut across. Remember that right of way. Heggie. Monster shot. Again, up to the front door. 2 to choose from. Riley gets a nice piece of this one. Riley, let's see if she can just nudge this one in. Again, not a lot of goal to shoot at. But she did have Gonzalez and Heggie right behind her, should she have needed them. So, back to square one. Another knock-in coming for Grand Champions. Again, choosing to play it on the right side. It'll be Nick Roldan. Picks it up on the boards. Did not hit that cleanly as Gonzalez will take his time. He's got the time and the space to maneuver. He leaves 2 defending players behind him. Drops on the green there for, well, it was supposed to be Santi Toccolino, but Nick Roldan had other ideas. Sugar Erskine going upfield. Gets a little bit of a bump there from Gonzalez. Back to Nick. Ball's in the air. Lands, stops down, and the Falcons. And again, look at Riley Ganzi. Very quickly turns her pony. She anticipates those long balls, and there they come. And there it is. Again, great read. Nice bit of distance there between Ganzi and the next player from Grand Champions. Still Ganzi. On the approach now. Keeps up her mallet down. Gets a little traffic there from Tomacho Pierres. One lucky. Very unlucky indeed, but again, the anticipation and the read, very, very good here by Ganzi. Tomacho, let's look at the clock. 4 minutes and a few seconds remaining. Tomacho might just have to play this one himself. And again comes Riley Ganzi for the challenge. Tomacho needs to get around the outside of Santi Toccolino. Nice little ball. Nobody in the danger zone. It could be Tomacho to finish what he started. Tomacho Pierres, has he done enough? Is that ball going to go over? Oh, it's on the doorstep. Oh, how unlucky then, but what a great runner, coast to coast. Just no butter on that toast for Tomacho Pierres. Taking on two defenders. In comes Nick Roldan. Stops, turns. Yeah. Gets the call there from Erskine. He wanted it exactly on his stick side. The one touch. Trying to put that one through. Not quite hitting the target. And with 3:16, we will go for another quick courtesy change. Stay with us. We will be right back. 3:14 on the clock in the fourth chukker. All right, then, here we go then. 3:14 on the clock. Players very quick coming out after those courtesy changes. And what a cracking run we just saw from Tomacho Pierres. Very unlucky there not to get the reward after doing all that hard work. The ball just running out of steam in front of that goal mouth. And again, the Falcons, the Maltese Falcons, doing a stellar job there in defence. Still holding on to that 1-goal advantage, 6-5. We are in the fourth, but we have two more chukkers coming up thereafter. Ball went out of play or out of bounds, so the Falcons will have a possession. And then, of course, a job for Signor Santi Toccolino. And he's fed that ball nicely up to Antonio Heggie. Heggie now trying to run it himself. They're knocking on the door one more time. In comes Roldan, sends it out towards the board. Let's hope he keeps that ball in play. Unlucky for him, that ball goes over the board, so we will have a change of possession. Little advantage here for the Maltese Falcons, as they are not far from that goal mouth. Santi Toccolino will be the man to try and send that one as close, if not between those two goalposts, as he can. So, Santi Toccolino then. Let's see if he's going to go for the direct conversion. Nicely done, that ball still running, and Roldan barely kept it in play enough to set Jonathan Hayes on his way over on the far side. Quickly trying to turn defence into offence. Down to 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth chukker. Remember, chukker 5 and 6 coming up after. Roldan. Monster shot, looking for Tomacho. Oh, did not get a clean shot on that, as Jonathan Hayes in the right place at the right time. Is this the making of goal number 2 for Jonathan Hayes? Is that going to go through? Oh, he's just put it out wide on that far post. Unlucky. He's had 2 or 3 of those And I'm sure he'd like to get that one back. That would have been the equaliser, should have been the equaliser, I must say, for Grand Champions. So once again, the Maltese Falcons, a knock-in coming. Santi Toccolino working it. Nobody coming in to challenge. Gets that ball over the halfway line. Looking for Riley over on the far side. She's on the boards. So is the number 3, Antonio Heggie. Looks like that ball also went out of bounds. So, change of possession. It's the Grand Champions who have possession. Roldan. Monster shot. Now then, can Tamacho put this one through? He tried for the under the neck shot. Very unlucky. We've heard the horn. We're down to the last 30 seconds of play here. Oh, a nice little backhander coming from Sugar Erskine. Picked up and cleared in front of that goal mouth by the number 2, by Matias, a.k.a. Colo Gonzalez. Little mistake there. Roldan. Let's look at what the umpire says. Does he raise his hand? Just wide. Just wide, and that'll bring us to the end of Chukker number 4. We have Chukker 5 and 6 coming right up. Stay with us here on CTV Sports. Right, here we go then. Welcome back, everybody. Chukker number 5 about to start. Well, what an interesting turnaround. It was Chucker 1, Chucker 2, Chucker 3, where all the goals have been scored. A total of 11 thus far. No score from either team in that last Chucker in the fourth. A lot of knock-ins, a lot of opportunities for both teams, but just not hitting the target. So let's see if Chucker number 5 might bring a bit of a change. Just waiting for, I believe, let's have a quick head count. Yeah, one more player from Grand Champions. We've got Jonathan Hayes out there. We've got number 3. Yeah, so we're waiting for Tamacho Pierres. Just waiting for Tamacho Pierres. As I said, Jonathan Hayes is out there. Sugar Erskine's out there. Nick Roldan, of course. And Tamacho, remember, what a great run he had in that previous Chucker. Taking the ball from coast to coast. And then just running out of steam as that ball was about to cross that back line. And that would have been the equaliser. There he is on your screens now, I'm sure, coming back onto the field. Play, of course, will continue where that last Chucker ended. And that is a knock-in in favour of the Maltese Falcons. Courtesy, of course, of Santi Toccolina. Ball hits the boards. Quick line change. Who is there? No surprise. Riley Ganzi will try and just tee that up nicely. She's got Senor Antonio Heggie right behind her. Nice little ball up to the front door looking for Gonzalez. In comes Nick Roldan to steal it. Well, you might have thought he stole it. Finding it hard to control the ball there. The number 2, Gonzalez, once again. Ganzi, yeah, working very hard and gets paid the reward as well. And again, this time it'll be her line. Nicely done under the neck. But Tamacho Pierres sends it out to Nick Roldan. He's got Gonzalez sticking to him. Turned around once again by Heggie. Heggie will be looking to get a ball a little bit closer. Plays it up to Ganzi. Didn't quite get the contact that she was hoping for. Again, all hands on deck for Grand Champions. Taking that ball up and towards that halfway line. Roldan just taking the pace out a little bit. Teeing it up nicely for Jonathan Hayes. A little bit too steep for him to get to. As the Falcons quickly turn defense into offense. Now then, Sugar Erskine for Grand Champions. Clever little play by Heggie. Wait for it. Here comes I was going to say under the neck. Oh, he's fumbled it. The ball's bounced a little bit. He's still got possession. He's surrounded there by Grand Champions attackers. And that, I'm sure, will be the goal for Antonio Heggie. Just waiting for the umpire to raise his arm. And that'll, yes, there it is. So Antonio Heggie finally picks up his second goal of the match. And by doing so, restores that 2-goal advantage for the Maltese Falcons. 5:30 on the clock. And 5 o'clock on the clock. And as I said, right after this game, our second match of the Casablanca Spring Challenge. Avatar up against Mexico. So stay around for that. We'd love to have you with us as that ball's been thrown back into play. So, a little bit more pressure now here for Grand Champions as Sugar Erskine plays that one out to the boards, looking for Roldan. Just gets his bearings. Now, who can he play it to? Possibly his number 3, Tamacho Pierres, also making his way up there is Jonathan Hayes. He's going to be picking up this broken play. Jonathan Hayes. Hayes with the chance now to finally pick up his second goal. Wasn't to be. Well, as they say in certain parts of the world, good things come to those who wait. I'm sure he'll be sick and tired of waiting. He wants that second goal. He's had plenty of opportunities there. While Riley Ganzi, not wasting any time, just getting on with the job at hand. She also has one. I'm just going to call it 1.5 goals after she hit the post. And working very well here is Riley. That ball just going over the back line, little unlucky. And that, of course, means Grand Champions, and that's a big step in the right direction. Have possession. Here we go then. 4:04 on the clock. Roldan. Nice pick up here by Sugar. But he's got Antonio Heggie coming in for the challenge. Did enough to stop and break that attack. So now the Falcons, and again, Gansey trying to shake off, in this case, Nick Roldan, who's been put in charge of trying to control and contain Gansey because she's very, very quick. We have a whistle for a courtesy change. We're going to have a very, very short break. Stay with us. We're not going to go anywhere. And we are, of course, as I say, in the fifth chukker so far. Just that one goal by Antonio Heggie. Remember, he scored one in the third. So all four players of the Maltese Falcons now on the score sheet. The only one yet to score for the Grand Champions polo team is Tamacho Pierres. Let's see if he can pick up his first goal of the match. He was so close in that last chukker. Let's see if he can do it here in the remaining 3:37 of the fifth and penultimate chukker. That play will continue where that whistle blew just before that courtesy change. Ball back in play. Nice little pass coming from Nick Roldan. Tamacho, nicely done. Looking and finding Jonathan Hayes. Hayes now, is he going to do it in one touch? Jonathan Hayes, he's going to just put it wide. Well, I could have sworn that was going to go in. I thought he was going to do it in just that one touch. So very unlucky. That must be opportunity number 4, if not 5, for Jonathan Hayes. And I've been there myself. You end up wanting to kick yourself because you know you can do better. So very unlucky, but it was a very, very good pass from Tamacho Pierres. Now, let's look at the only young lady player, and she's going to show them how it's done, and that is exactly how you get it done. Riley Gansey picking up her second goal, and all of a sudden, the Maltese Falcons have a 3-goal advantage. They lead by 8 goals to 5 with 2.5 minutes left on the clock. And again, Grand Champions need to tighten up on defence there and not allow those sort of plays, because once Riley Gansey gets involved, and we've seen it so many times, she'll just have no mercy and she'll just put that one away. They've won the throw-in one more time, or once again. The rotation working. Roldan gets a piece of it, but has he done enough? He's found Sugar, and Sugar has found Tamacho. Yeah, and he won't be happy with that. Senor Gonzalez, and now then, Jonathan Hayes. Good first touch on the approach, slightly overcooked it. Too far away to get a second touch. But there's always Mr. Sugar Erskine to try and keep the ball in the opposition's half. The Falcons, clever play, a lot of space here on the stadium side. The rotation working, a little unlucky there as he had a bouncing ball. Santi Toccolino, and now Nick Roldan. He might have decided to try and put this one away, but it could be Tamacho Pierres. Tamacho Pierres, and this time he picks up the goal. Well done, Tamacho. So that now means all the 4 players are Grand Champions on the score sheet, making it 6 goals to 8, but it's just not enough. The Falcons still very much in control and in command here. They lead by 8 goals to 6 as the clock ticks down. Are we going to get another run before the pony change, and they come back for chukker number 6, which is waiting for one player. I believe it's Colo Gonzalez, yeah, just changing, I think, a mallet he wanted to change. So 8.7 seconds before that first horn to bring to the end this chukker number 5. Ball's back in play. The Falcons win it once again. Good touch, and look at that. She's there, always when needed. There is the horn. Gansey got a piece of it. Left behind. Still the Falcons, the Maltese Falcons in control. That's a long ball. In front of the goal mouth, cleared by Sugar Erskine. Dangerous play here. Luckily there was nobody there. The first player to get there is Riley Gansey. Down to the last few seconds of play. Tamacho on the near side. Roll down, back up to the front door. And that will bring us to the end of chukker number 5. So, 2-1. The Maltese Falcons win chukker number 5. Overall, the score is 8-6. Stay with us. One more chukker coming up after this short break. Right, everybody, here we go then. Chukker number 6 about to start. And let's see if grand champions, who are down by 2 goals, can turn this around. They still have a bit of work to do. But you've got to give it to the Maltese Falcons, doing an absolutely fantastic job here this afternoon. Have not strayed away from the... or varied from their strategy. They've been on point the entire afternoon and just getting on with the job at hand. So, play will resume exactly where that last chukker ended. 8-6, as I say. So let's see if the boys in white and pale blue or turquoise can get the 2 much-needed goals. Remember, the final of this, the Casablanca Spring Challenge, will be taking place here at Grand Champions Polo Club Sunday morning. The subsidiary final right thereafter. I would love to see you here Sunday morning. A good excuse not to go to church. Come to the Church of Horses and Polo as we go and watch Riley Gansey once again in that perfect position. Not able to quite get the contact she wanted. Roll down was there, but and this is what I like about the Maltese Falcons. They back each other up very nicely. And that ball just ever so slightly wide. Really not much in it. That should have been. Well, we're going to have a little whistle. And Gaston Dorignac, I believe the ball came off a defending player. I thought as much, so we're going to have the equivalent of a corner. So in that last play, the ball coming off a defending player, went over the back line. And remember, a safety is, as I say, the equivalent of a corner. The ball will be dropped, not on the 60-yard mark, but on that 60-yard line at the point of where that ball went over the back line. So slightly out to the right, making it probably more like 65, 70 yards now. Chance here for Matias, a.k.a. Golo Gonzalez, to possibly pick up goal number 9 for the Maltese Falcons. And that is on the doorstep. And look who's there straight away. Again, like she has a third eye. Riley Gansey, not able to just put that one through. It just landed there literally with maybe half a yard to go. I think to the amazement of everyone. And then unable to just put it between those 24 feet of the uprights. So, same again, this time on the other side. Ball went over the back line. Another corner. So, second chance here for Matias Gonzalez. Maybe the left side might be a little bit easier for him. We'll have to wait and see. Play is called. Gonzalez. Let's see if he can hit the target this time. And it's wide. Just wide. Put a lot of power into that shot. So, Grand Champions dodging a big bullet here. Clock's ticking down. We're down to a little over 6 minutes remaining, so still plenty of time to pick up those 2 much-needed goals here for Grand Champions. But the Falcons, the Maltese Falcons here, came out with a job to do. And, of course, if they win this game, they will automatically be qualified for Sunday morning's final. Remember that final taking place at 10 o'clock. Nick Roldan gets a piece of this one. Nick Roldan walking it, working it. Still Nick Roldan. And, again, great defense here by the Maltese Falcons, stopping them in their tracks, little under the next shot. And, again, in the right place at the right time. Gansey, good first touch. She gets the support from Gonzalez. Still Gansey. Centers the ball nicely. Opens the shoulders. Gansey, watch this ball go. Gansey, nearly a deflection and in front of goal. And that is team play. Lovely, lovely play there. And Matias Gonzalez also picking up his second goal. Backing up Riley Gansey absolutely perfectly. And that makes it 9 goals to 6 now for the Falcons. Grand Champions slowly but surely running out of time. 4:50 on the clock by the time that ball's thrown back into play, which is now. And Grand Champions actually pick up the win. It'll be Pierres, tries to control it, leaves it for Roldan. Next player, still Roldan, just bulldozes his way through. And that looked like it just also went wide, ever so slightly. But a nice effort there, a great run by Nick Roldan. So once again, the Maltese Falcons, and I'm sure they'll be keeping a close eye on that clock. Nobody here on the left side, plenty of space. And that, of course, at this stage of the game means plenty of time here for the Falcons to work the clock. Heggie with another perfect pass up to you-know-who. Riley Gansey, good first touch. Slightly over to the left, but again, this is costing a lot of time. Well corrected. Unlucky there, just running out of space there. Was that in? No, that was wide. That was wide. We are going to go for our last courtesy change. Stay with us. We'll be right back in the next 45 seconds. going to be the very, very strong might, force of the Maltese Falcons. It's also going to be the clock that they're going to be beaten by. So here we go then, 3:44, as I say, on the clock. Play will resume where it just ended for that courtesy change. Grand champions would like to see them win or finish on a high. Jonathan Hayes on the move. Nicely done. Nick Roldan wanting that ball back. Still Jonathan Hayes. Hayes, nicely done. Third, fourth touch now. Can he take it all the way? If anybody deserves it, it's Jonathan. Surely from there, as Nick tries to just nudge that one in between the uprights. Very, very unlucky. Oh, unlucky for Jonathan Hayes there. And away we go. The Falcons. Can they get double figures? Gonzalez. He might run this one himself. Yeah, look at this clever play. Over to Ganzi. Back up to the front to Gonzalez on the near side. Couldn't quite make the contact. In comes Tamacho. Pierres tries to turn it. Still Tamacho. Trying to weave his way. He's found a little bit of a gap. Nicely done. Oh, leaves it now for Sugar. Sugar sends it across. Once again, a perfect pass to Jonathan Hayes. Good touch. Now then, all good things coming. 4s or 5s in this particular case. Maybe on this occasion, just slightly too much power. Tries to keep the ball in play, but just running out of polo field there. And with 2:13 on the clock and 3 goals in it, the way these Maltese Falcons have been playing, I fear it's going to be rather difficult to pick up those much-needed 3 goals. Play is called. And the Falcons have it. Santi Toccolino just taking the pace out a little bit. Again, making our way up into that danger zone of grand champions is Riley Ganzi. Couldn't make the contact. Left behind for Nick Roldan. Ganzi immediately switches from offense into defense. And gets rewarded. Look at this. Look at this. Taking it in on the back line. Ganzi. Now the little backhand. And what's you going to do? Turns it. And beaten. But only just. But Tamacho Pierres, she might get another chance. This is all costing a lot of time. And again, the under the next shot. Here it comes from Sugar Erskine. But there seems to be a 5th man on the field. Gonzalez hammers that one across the field. Looking over there for Antonio Heggie. We're down to the last 45 seconds of play. And I'm pretty sure the Maltese Falcons will be very happy with what they've done. They're just going to run out of time. Grand Champions Polo Cup gave it everything, but at the end of the day, the Maltese Falcons here maybe now. That would be lovely to see. And that arm is gone up. Yes, indeed. Jonathan Hayes took a bit of doing, but he eventually gets his 2nd goal, and that will be the final score. 9 goals to 7. The Maltese Falcons win the opening match, and with doing so, make their way through to the final. So congratulations to Riley Ganzi, Matias Gonzalez, Antonio Heggie, and Santi Toccolino. Commiserations, but a great performance by Jonathan Hayes, Sugar Erskine, Nick Roldan, Tamacho Pierres. We're going to have a very short break here on CTV Sports. Our 2nd match of the Casablanca Spring Challenge will be coming up in the next few minutes. Avatar taking on Mexico. Stay us. We'll be back in just a few moments.